Horoscope for May 1st, 2021. Like this video and write a comment before watching. It helps create new videos every day. Aries. The moon spends more time in your playful solar 5th house today. Dear Aries, this transit encourages you to seek out some recreation, with the moon's opposition to Mars. However, you may rely on others who are not necessarily seeing eye to eye with you. Still, interactions with others may end up revealing hidden desires. Sensitivity on a social level can lead to quick reactions, but these are unlikely to fix things. Heated discussions can quickly turn passionate and then angry. With love and friendship, watch for tempers flaring or too high expectations. If there have been growing resentments, they're likely to emerge now. Positively, getting things out into the open can be purging. It's a time for addressing frustrations. Taurus. The moon's transit of your home and family sector suggests that you need some extra reassurance or security before pushing forward. Dear Taurus, it's an important phase in the lunar cycle for centering yourself. Watch for impatience today as the moon opposes Mars. Either your desire for activity can compete with your need to rest, or you may be clashing with others. Relaxing or withdrawing a little is natural and good for you right now. But distractions can take the form of touchy or sensitive people around you. While clearing the air may be what you need, there's a tendency to be too defensive to make much progress. So waiting it out may be best. Certainly, inner frustrations can be triggered if there has been tension with your larger goals, career, or family. Fortunately, you can use this energy to your advantage since the desire to get over frustrations can motivate you to make changes or put an irritating situation behind you. Gemini. The moon continues its transit of your communications zone today. Dear Gemini, keeping you on your toes. You're seeking mental stimulation, with the moon opposition Mars today. Watch for debates that somehow turn into arguments, as you can be very sensitive about your opinions and beliefs right now. Others can be defensive or self-protective as well. You're in good shape for gathering information, and you can feel strongly attracted to personal projects or passions. Rushing through your tasks leads to mistakes and disagreements. So aim to pace yourself. Get in better touch with your true desires before taking action for best results. Hastiness can lead to missteps. Still, you can have a hard time relaxing until you face your frustrations. And this transit paves the way for that opportunity, even if it can be somewhat chaotic. Cancer. The moon continues to transit your sign much of the day. Dear Cancer, and you're in good shape for exploring your feelings. Mercury's minor challenging aspects can suggest some sensitivity to the finer points of communication. So you may want to tread with care. Details may not get attention today, but they can be sorted out at a later date. Consider that networks or friends can be giving you important feedback in the week ahead and that you'll also be gathering valuable information from or through them. Even so, there is some tendency to misunderstand one another today. Watch for blurred lines in the practical world. Do your best to avoid making unclear or vague statements. It makes sense to be a little more mindful with your communications. It's not the best time to stir the pot, open up sensitive conversations, or jump to conclusions. It's better to play a supportive role by listening, observing, and helping. Leo. This is a generally good time for openings and opportunities, particularly involving career, business, finances, and reputation. Dear Leo. Still, there is some tendency to overlook the emotional component of your interactions and your excitement on a mental level today. So you may want to watch for that to avoid hurt feelings or misunderstandings. Differences of opinion seem a little easier to take if you approach them from a mental plane rather than an emotional one. You may prefer to observe than act until later today when the moon enters your sign. Considering that Mercury is forming minor challenging aspects, it can be a good idea to reserve judgment for the time being. There is a general tendency to misunderstand and misconstrue more than usual, and this is best kept in mind. There can be some tensions, too, making it wise to be more mindful than usual about how you word ideas and opinions. Thinking today may be a little fuzzy. Virgo. Generally speaking, your ideas are big these days. dear Virgo. But whether or not they will come to be, the important thing is that you're feeling inspired and allowing new ideas to flow. It's a time to stretch your mind and entertain new perspectives. Today's energies are not ideal for locking something down or for crystal clear thinking. However, people can be a little sensitive and indirect in their approach, and conversations may not go as you intend as a result. It's best to avoid jumping to conclusions or speaking about a matter prematurely. There can be some confusion surrounding opinions or directions. Try to let go of a need to define things and for definite answers for best results right now. Aiming to be patient with yourself and others. The moon moves into the sign just behind yours later today, suggesting the need for some time to decompress and process. Libra. The week ahead is quite strong for gaining important clues, solving a mystery, investigating, and understanding a relationship or your finances better. Dear Libra. However, there can be some difficulties getting your message across well today. Others can be more sensitive than usual today, possibly feeling slighted, or we can be too focused on words used rather than the intentions behind them. Watch for overanalyzing or intellectualizing your feelings in such a way that you misrepresent yourself. There can be a need to clarify your position with someone or a sense that you need to spell out what you want for others to understand your needs. With a bit of awkwardness, it may be wise to pace yourself today. Adjustments need to be made before pushing forward, possibly finance-related ones. It's better to compromise than push forward just for now. Scorpio. The week ahead is especially strong for brilliant ideas and brainstorming. Dear Scorpio. There is some tendency to overstate or spend too much time in our heads today. However, so you may want to choose your words carefully to avoid misunderstandings. Feelings and logic tend to mix in all the wrong ways right now, and this can mean speaking too emotionally or relating too intellectually or logically. You may not be in close touch with how you truly feel, so that it's better not to try to explain your feelings until you truly know what they are. Although the date does contain some confusing energy, if you aim to stay flexible, it can be quite enjoyable. You may be feeling a little out of touch, or you could be craving a temporary break from the colder elements of reality. Part of you may want to know the truth of a matter, but there can also be a need to maintain a dream or idealized image. It may be best to take a breather from overthinking things. Sagittarius. In the first half of today, you're unlikely to find a direct path to achieving your goals, dear Sagittarius, and you might even temporarily second-guess things. A Sun-Neptune aspect active now challenges you to question the ordinary. But this is about taking a detour, not facing a roadblock. Imagine, dream, and consider options that you've forgotten now. It's important to be flexible and willing to adapt. Physical energy levels may be on the low side, but creative imagination is powerful and may very well be uplifting as the day advances. However, a Mercury-Pluto square can bring out mental tension if you focus on what you're doing and what can be accomplished. This can be a good time for gaining new insight into a matter, or for furthering a project through research or deeper concentration. You may very well merely need a small change of pace to feel back on track romantically or emotionally. However, consider that communications are tricky for now. Capricorn. You can feel building enthusiasm to express yourself creatively. Dear Capricorn, it's best to be flexible and stay open to possibilities today, since it's a time more for gathering inspiration than for locking down plans. Learning new things about your emotional needs can lead to exciting new beginnings right now. After all, if you're happy and motivated, your energy levels are much stronger than if you're only going through the motions. A new series cycle begins today and will stick around for much of the coming 10 months. In the months ahead, you're likely to seek more nourishment and emotional satisfaction in your communications, studies, connections, and personal interests. You may express your affection by teaching, mentoring, and otherwise supporting others, particularly with your expertise, knowledge, and advice. It's an excellent transit for boosting your communication skills, which is especially potent at this time. Aquarius. This is a good time for some self-pampering and nest building. Dear Aquarius, as emotional refreshment seems to come from getting comfortable, still, You're doing your home routine differently these days with Uranus in your home and family sector. While you need some rest, a makeover of some areas of your home life seems attractive now. Listen to your discontent, but avoid pushing yourself to take on too much at once. Recognizing your need for refreshment encourages you to take charge and make the changes you want. And pacing yourself on this front makes the most sense. There can be a stronger need for familiarity. A new cycle starting today that is with you for most of the coming 10 months is good for nurturing your talents and building a business or your resources. Your practical intelligence strengthens now, and you're paying closer attention to your possessions, money, stock, or resources. This is an exceptional period for growing a money-making idea or pursuit. Pisces. The moon spends the day in your communication sector. Dear Pisces, and your curiosity is building. If you feel restricted or forced to stick within rigid rules, you might feel a bit restless now. However, it's a good time to think, learn, and communicate. While it may not be the best day for concentration, you can be productive if you vary up your routine. You need the room to create, explore, and discover today. It's an important time to give your mind something refreshing on which to focus. Also today, Ceres enters your sign for an extended stay. Ceres will be in Pisces for much of the coming 10 months. It's a time for nurturing yourself, and others taking the lead comes naturally. And people tend to seek you out for support, help, comfort, and advice. You have a particularly caring and supportive image. It's a good time for special attention to health and nutrition.